Hey gun people! Here's an African, I guess African American, I don't know anymore. Let's take a look at our culture and our school system and our...
Fuck niggas catch up, man. You fuck niggas catch up, man. We getting money over here, man. We got so much of this shit called money. We getting money over here, man. Y'all already know the story, man. Free guys, man. RP bro, man.
Okay, he's on live Facebook, and they're about to raid his house.
Y'all already know the story, man. Get some money out of your family. Broke out here,
so,
man.
How many people think this guy's going to be a productive member of society, can get a job, knows how to talk to people, got a college degree? So he runs out here and he's going to go get... I mean, you know, he's out there making babies, and of course the government's paying for it, and they're on welfare, and people are saying everybody's racist because they don't get more free money.
We got this shit, man. This shit don't stop, man. Shit don't stop, man. It's the first of the month.
Okay, let's go back to that oh shit look, okay? My man was all in a happy spot, and then all of a sudden he got a clue, okay? He got a significant emotional event right here when he hears a cop announcing at the front door, open it or we're going to kick it.
This shit, man. This shit don't stop, man. Shit don't stop, man. It's the first of the month.
How many people think he's going to the front door and say, officers, come on in, I know you got a warrant? Or is he running around flushing dope? Okay, the breaking glass is a clue. He didn't open the door. But Rick, not all black people like... Rick, you can't... Come on, people. Pull your head out and quit believing the liberal lies. Muslims are peaceful, liberals are smart. Government's here to help. I love you. I won't come in your mouth. All the greatest lies ever told. Freaking people are believing them. Okay, so what I want to point out here is they just kicked this door. You saw that door open. So that means there's officers that have either walked by or walking by. That wasn't a room clearing. That was a bang the door open real quick. I'm not sure why. There wasn't a gun behind the door banging open. If they saw somebody, there wasn't a gun ready to engage in case they threw that door open and there was a man standing behind the team. So this is some, and I think this is from Texas, pretty poor officer safety, pretty poor room clearing, not a good announcement, not anywhere near textbook room cleaning or room clearing. Normally you don't walk by uncleared doors. You don't just bang doors open and then continue to run around. Before you pass an uncleared door, that door has to be cleared, and your team holds a position so you don't have 4 people in 4 different rooms kicking 4 different doors and 2 of you getting gunfights, and then it distracts you and you don't clear the room properly. There's all kind of things about doing a little bit more methodical room. These guys are just kind of banging doors and rushing through the house, and they have a lot of people, and they got their bulletproof vests, and they got their big guns, and so they're just running around kind of invincible. And I mean, this is how cops get shot. You know what? They haven't been shot yet. Whatever. I mean, I'm just giving you my viewpoint. Somebody from this agency may get all butthurt and say, I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's a proper room technique, to just bang a door open, let it slam open and shut, and not do anything else, then continue to walk by the room. So there goes somebody right there by the door. He's walking by an uncleared room. This dude's going to shine a flashlight in, standing in what's called a fatal funnel. I talk about the fatal funnel. Now this door is kind of a fatal funnel itself, but when you approach or enter a fatal funnel, and a fatal funnel is if somebody was in a room, they get to watch one area and they can be anywhere in that room and have a gun pointed at that doorway. You, on the other hand, have to get through that doorway and then have to search every area and scan every area in that room where somebody could be with a gun. It's called lag time. It's called time for the bad guy to get a shot off. It's just, you don't want to be hanging in fatal funnels. When you enter a fatal funnel, you enter doorways, you want to get through it quick. You want to get in a room, hug a wall, have 2 people, split, so you divide anybody in there that's shooting at you. If you stay together, it's easier for the guy to shoot at both of you. If he misses one, he might hit the other. So if 2 people in a room, you go different ways, it gets you out of that fatal funnel. This guy, they've already had people walk by it, I think twice. This guy's going to come in. He's using a long gun for clearing. Not a fan of that. So right now he's standing in a fatal funnel. There's guys behind him that are passing him. Nobody's got his back. They're not using a 2-man clearing. He comes in with a long gun, telegraphing his move. When you do long guns like this, that barrel cleared that corner before his eyes did. There was no slicing the pie. There was no clearing that corner. He stuck his barrel first. Somebody who knows, if I'm in a room hiding for a bad guy and I know he's got a long gun, I'm going to be waiting right here at this wall, and as soon as that barrel approaches that wall, I'm grabbing it. Now there's a fight for the gun. Just not a real good idea to do that. I mean, if he had a pistol, he could have bent his arms. He could have cleared it a little bit more. Slicing the pie is going to take more time, which leads him in this fatal funnel. So this isn't an ideal clearing situation, and it's not an easy clearing situation, but the guy's clearing it by himself. He's got people behind him that ran past him. If he gets in a shootout, nobody knows where he's at. They don't know which rooms are being clearing because they're running around the house clearing other rooms. Not a real good methodical clearing as far as I'm concerned. A guy walks in here, and I don't know what's in this room, but if there's a closet or a bed or a couch, CHP used to piss me off because when they cleared a room, they pretty much did a gun scan. They'd walk in, shine their gun around, and go clear and come back out. And then we'd go back in there and find somebody hiding. And it happened numerous times, and it used to piss us off because they're just used to writing tickets, and you get them in a tactical situation like this, and they don't know, and they don't want to know. They just want to go out and get their next ticket. So I'm not, again, everybody, oh, you don't like highway patrol. I don't, because I think they need to stay on the highway and stay in their freaking patrol cars and write tickets. Highway patrols have been turned into state police, and they think they have all this jurisdiction, and they're smarter. You got FBI agents sitting behind their desks thinking they're the greatest law enforcement agency in the world, and they don't hold a shoe to cops who are out there dealing with inner city bullshit every day doing entries like this. FBI didn't have a clue. Now, you assign one agent to that team for a year, now you got one FBI agent that kind of knows what's going on. And then he sees the rest of his FBI agents are all fools, and he won't tell them that to their face. But when he's talking to us, he's like, you're right, man, we got a bunch of dummies. We got a bunch of pencil-pushing, necktie-wearing, sitting behind a desk, non-cop types who think they're just the greatest. So now that I've bashed and pissed off pretty much every agency, who haven't I pissed off? I don't know. I'll get to them. So let's watch this clearing. Y'all keep pushing. That means keep moving. So that's a clearing. That's what I call a gun sweep. Now, maybe this room, I don't know, maybe this room is completely empty and the only thing that's in there is the camera and this computer that's shining at him, and probably a computer screen that if he looked at, he would see that he's moving around and go, hey, I think I'm being videotaped. I think there's a camera in here. But he went in. I know somebody's going to say, well, Rick, he wasn't looking for cameras. He's looking for bodies. Well, when you clear a room, you're looking for a lot of different things. Obviously, bodies and threats, but you need to pick up other things that can be used against you or can possibly be set up, booby traps, etc. So he didn't look at the camera. He didn't notice the camera. He didn't clear any under furniture, under a bed, and any closets. Maybe this room don't have a closet. Maybe this is one room in the country. I've never seen a bedroom, it looks like a bedroom, doesn't look like a laundry room, that didn't have a closet. But this guy went in, did a gun sweep, turned around, and walked out. That, to me, this is CHP clearing right here, classical. No second person, no second set of eyes. You get 2 people in there. If one person misses something, one person can point something out. You're communicating. If something goes down, you have backup already in there. You don't have to scream. You don't have to hear a gunshot. You don't have to have 10 people trying to pile in this door or staging outside the door because they heard shots coming out of this room and they don't know whether the good guy's shooting, whether you're down, what's going on. Really, I mean, this video really shows a good example of improper room clearing. When you come out of a room, there should be people knowing that you're coming out. He didn't announce police. He didn't announce when he was coming in. He didn't announce when he was coming out. Standard training for any agency that I worked with, hey, you go in a room, Police, search warrant. Police, arrest warrant. Police, identify yourself. You always get police out so there's no misconfusion. You got some old person in there who's deaf who rolls over in a bed and sees some guy with a mask coming in and shoot you. So you're always yelling and screaming, police, so they make sure they know you're the good guys. 2, you always yell you're coming out. Because if there's somebody else covering a hallway or somebody else moving, or right now some guy runs out of another room with a gun and another cop shoots at him and you just walk out blindly in the middle of the hallway, now you're in the fire. So, I mean, standard training for most cops, when you go in, it's police, you announce your authority to be there, get down, identify something, you get police out, and when you're coming out, you're yelling, clear, coming out. Anybody outside the room knows where it's coming from. They hear your voice saying it's clear, so they're not thinking somebody's running. They're getting a verbal warning that, hey, somebody's about to walk out of this room, versus just a body appearing suddenly with no knowledge of who. Now you're creating lag time for other officers. Are you friend or foe? Do I shoot? Do I not shoot? You startle them. You take their direction away. Versus if you audible, coming out, clear, clear, coming out. If you give that audible, they know you're a good guy coming out. So they're not done. I don't know how many cops are in there. It looks like the video was cut and pasted here. So now you have 2 guys coming in, re-clearing. This guy walks in. Now, I don't know what this guy is doing, but he's doing something the other guy didn't do. He's looking or moving something that the first guy did not, because he's taking a long time out of camera. The other guy did a gun sweep and walked out. See him low, looking? He notices the camera, I think. Okay, I think he notices the camera and he goes and tells another guy. But you notice he was moving and looking. Now we call that a secondary search. After we do our primary initial, go in, make sure there's no bodies and hiding out places, we do what's called a secondary. We go back in there and we look for concealed areas, fake walls, mattresses that were sleepers, that's had the sleeper removed and the guy's lying underneath it, so the cushions are on it. It looks like a couch, and you know, you didn't know it was hollow because it was a sleeper. So when you go back and do this good secondary search, you're looking for things that you might have missed, and that's what this guy's kind of doing. He came in, he did a secondary search, which is probably a good thing. I'm surprised he didn't find another body hiding in there because of the first search that was pretty much a gun sweep clear. Didn't say coming out, walks out. In a minute, another guy's going to come in. Ah, hey man, I think there's a camera in there. What? Let me look in here. Yeah, I think there is. Shit, there's a light shining on the ceiling. Maybe that's the camera light. One guy went, shit, I'll go in there and just turn the damn thing off or aim the camera down. Takes a little initiative. 14 people are discussing it. Nobody wants to do the wrong thing. Nobody wants to violate policy. Nobody wants to offend anybody and say they're picking on him because he's black. So all this indecision. Finally, this guy comes in with a long gun. They're all using long guns to clear this place. Looks at the camera. Said, hey, I think that's the camera. Damn. So he points it to the ground. Alright, so I think that's pretty much the end of the video. Not much happens there. Just wanted to cover a couple clearing. Obviously the guy didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know the cops were coming. They were doing a warrant. They're going to seize his money. He's going to say he's been saving it. You know, he's been selling Coke bottles or something, and that's why he's got this money. He's not going to be able to justify it. They're going to asset seize it. They're probably going to find dope. They had to do something to get a warrant. Either it's an arrest warrant or a search warrant. I couldn't really hear the warning. But to get in there, they had to show probable cause to a judge and a DA, because the DA's got to defend the warrant. He had to sign off on it and say, yeah, I believe there is evidence of a crime in here, and I believe that when we find it, we're going to search it. Now, for a search warrant to be issued, there only has to be a fair probability that you're going to find evidence. A lot of people think, oh, if they got a search warrant, that's really... Look, search warrants are easy to get. Very easy. Too damn easy. I can get a search warrant for freaking anything. I mean, it's very easy to get. And the standard is, a judge has to believe, when he issues that warrant, that there is a fair probability that evidence of a crime will be found. So, pretty low standard. Whatever they put in a warrant, I don't know. Obviously, they got one, and we'll end that there.